here we go. We got ae-Giselle preview. Now, no indication that we were actually going to get this preview since our previous update indicated that they had canceled the stream, but it looks like they went ahead and dropped the preview for Giselle, which is actually really nice. She is a 5-star mage earth elemental hero. So you know right now mages are really good in RTA because of the speed buff, right? So if you are playing RTA at all, you know that mages are kind of prevalent right now because of the buffs, mainly Spectre Tenebria, right? Because you do get that additional 7 speed. So usually they're built kind of fast, right? So here she has a 103 base speed, so she's actually pretty slow, right? But keep in mind, she does get that 7 speed added on to that 103. So depending on how her kit is, it could make her kind of like a follow-up to a cleave, right? Something like that. We'll see. She has okay health, some decent attack. She has 27% crit chance. Her imprint release is attack, and her concentration is also attack. So I'm kind of interested to see, you know, what her skills are, especially being a mage hero. So we've gotten a thief so far and a soul weaver. Now we're getting a mage. So I'm thinking that the last unit is probably going to be a warrior. So that's what I'm thinking. I think it's going to be a warrior. But here we go. Skill number 3, Frame of Light. This is a 5-turn cooldown. You can get this down to 4 turns with the Mola on the +3. This attacks the enemy with light before increasing the attack of the caster. So she has a self-attack buff and the ally with the highest attack, except for the caster for 2 turns. That's kind of weird wording, right? Because it's increasing the attack of the caster and the ally with the highest attack, except for the caster for 2 turns. That's a little weird. When the enemy is not an elite or boss monster, damage sharing effects are ignored. So she ignores damage sharing effects. When the enemy is defeated, grants an extra turn to the caster. So she's going to be dealing potentially a lot of damage, right? We'll see exactly what, let's see. So grass, 25k. 25k onto the chew now. Keep in mind, chews usually have snow crystal, right? Which gives them more survivability with the anti-crit, right? So skill number 2 here, Linguistic Wisdom, amplifies the effects of combat readiness, increases the caster receives by 50%. At the start of turn, has a 70% chance to dispel 1 buff. So she has a cleanse on her skill number 2, which is kind of interesting. I mean, especially for a mage, like this is gonna allow her to synergize a lot better with any unit that's CR pushing her, right? Because she's gonna get what, like up to 100% chance to dispel a buff when she goes. So they're pairing here with ae-Ning here, and then she gets that cleanse. So if she's provoked, attack broken, blinded, stunned, things like that, right? It's going to give her that 1 buff cleanse, right? It's a 1 buff cleanse. I don't think it's a full cleanse. Yeah, it dispels 1 buff. So if you Mola this, it's 100% chance to dispel 1 buff. So we'll look at that again. She gets CR pushed by the Ning, and then she cleanses and then now is able to go. But if you saw there, she was built really slow, right? The Ning pushes her all the way up. And then with that CR push gain from the S2, which I think is kind of interesting, right? Amplifies the effect of combat readiness, increases the caster receives by 50%. So if she gets, you know, whatever the combat readiness push is, she's going to get an additional 50% of that combat readiness. So it could potentially get her to cycle really fast, right? So whatever unit is able to CR push her, she's going to gain a lot of CR, which is actually pretty nice. Surging Light here, her skill 1 attacks the enemy and increases combat readiness of the ally with the highest attack, except for the caster, by 10%. Damage dealt increases proportional to the target's current health ratio. You can increase the damage by soul burning here, 10 souls. 10 souls is always really nice to have. It's just increasing damage on the skill number 1. You can Mola this up to increase the CR up to 15%. So for the most part, this unit is looking like at least plus 12, maybe plus 15 unit, right? Because you want her to deal damage. So here, soul burn, 20k on that soul burn. That's kind of crazy damage, right? On a skill number 1. Keep in mind, she did have attack buff there, right? So she hit that unit right there for 19.6k, so almost 20k damage with attack buff. That's a lot, right? That's a lot of damage. So she is looking to be really, really strong. Again, we have to test her out ourselves to actually see how much damage she can actually deal in an actual game, right? Regular arena, maybe RTA, GVG, things like that. But let's take a look at her artifact, Frame of Light. ae-Giselle's special frame that glows translucently. It can completely immobilize anyone who is touched by its frame. So if you are able to fully max this out, it is a limited artifact, so not many of us will be able to do this, but when attacking with a single attack, increases damage dealt by 16%. So it's just a pure damage dealt increase for mage units. When the enemy is defeated by a single attack, gains 10 souls at the start of the next turn. The effect upon defeating an enemy can only be activated. So I think this is an artifact that is still going to be really nice to have. Even if you can't max this out, even at plus 15, I think it's still going to be really, really good. So like every other AESPA collab unit, I highly encourage you to try to pick up at least one copy of every unit, right? If you can pick up the artifact as well. If not, you know, it is going to be in the shop. So we have been getting lucky so far. So hopefully we don't have to buy the artifact. But it is there and we've been kind of saving up for it. But so she is going to be dropping on December 15th. You'll be able to pick her up. So far, she does look really, really strong, especially single target damage, right? But let me know your thoughts about ae-Giselle in the comment section below. We're definitely going to be pulling for her. She does look really, really nice in game, so there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like always, if you haven't enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.